What's up, Tyler? Quick demo video for you for your Steampunk Vader by Nevin over at Space Junk. This is one of the last few Space Junk Sabers I'll be doing. I think I got two more in-house. So it's pretty cool to be able to do this. And then, yeah, I just want to go over it with you real quick. It's installed with the Proffie V2. It's got CCSabers in here for your main PCB. This is your blade retention right here, this knob. So I did shave this down a little bit. But it still sticks in there enough to hold a blade. You've got your crystal reveal here, right? And that obviously is visible with the handle on. And then you've got a 2-button setup. So you've got dual tactile switches right here. When this saber is like this and these switches are facing up, the switch on the right hand side is your activation switch. So the one that would be closest to your thumb if you're right-handed. And then the one that on the left hand side is your auxiliary, right? To get to everything, you have to take this tubing off, and there's 2 screws to do that. So this first one up here, this one you just want to loosen this up a little bit. And then you come down here on this guy, and you can take your finger and you can, oh, sorry, not that one. On this guy right here, this thumb screw right here. You want to take this one all the way out. We'll take that all the way out. It's pretty long. Set it off to the side, and then this pops right off just like that. And then this goes off to the side. And then you're just left with this. So you just unscrew your handle. Take your handle off real quick. Just be kind of careful putting this handle on and taking it off. You have a crystal chamber here that's fairly long. This is longer than usual for a crystal chamber. And then there was not a lot of room for me to attach this chassis to the bottom of this chamber. In fact, the bottom of this chamber is super flat. So I just had like the 3 nubs from this all thread that were coming through, and I had to make that work, and the flatness of the bottom of the chamber. So I did have to adhese this chassis to the bottom of the chamber. But what you've got here is a removable battery setup, right? So spring side over here for your battery. Just some aesthetics I like to put on the chassis. So it says Space Junk Sabers over here, and then it says Solo Sabers over here for me. You got a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker, and then your Proffie board right here. So the Proffie board is just a snap fit down into the shelf. If you need to get to your SD card, you will need to come over here and pop it up. So you don't have to take it all the way out. Just pop it up diagonally and do what you need to do, and then snap it back down into place. A copy of your config file is on the SD card, so if you want to build from that, you can see what I did, right? I bumped your sensitivity up to about a 4.3 or 4.4 because this chassis is so far back, and it is literally suspended by these 3 pieces of all thread, so I didn't want any false clashes going on. So we'll throw a battery in this guy, and then we'll put the handle on.
You do have a great many things to explain.
So with this font in particular, I have your crystal pulsing when the saber is off, just to show you that you can do that. This crystal obviously is wired independently, so you can make it do whatever you want. And this is just the one example. On the other stock fonts, the crystal will stay off when the blade is off, and then it will just mimic your blade color. Because that's how they're programmed. But again, you can come in and program them to do whatever you want. So this is a little bit of a puzzle, but the handle goes in here like this, and then first I like to put this guy on here just like that, right here, and I'll come over here and I'll tighten this thumb screw, and then we'll come back down here to this piece, and we'll put in that long one that we took off. I'm not usually holding it up in the air to try to get it on camera though. So, okay, so everything's locked down. And if I turn this light off here, you can see your crystal pulsing, right? And then you have motion controls. And it goes to a solid red. Got your LEDs firing up in there like they should. This is really made for a right-handed person, and I'm left-handed. So I'm going to try to do it with my right hand. Auxiliary. You see that in your chamber. and then twist off. Or if you didn't want to use the motion controls, just go over here and hit the activation button. And then tap it again and turn it off. Just like that. We'll throw a blade in here. This takes a 1-inch diameter NeoPixel blade. I have to use my shorter blade because my bigger one won't fit. Blade socket is a little tight. I do have that NeoPixel connector pretty far down here though. As a matter of fact, I went in and I had to put an 8/32 set screw right here, and that's what's holding your NeoPixel connector. So there's plenty of blade depth in here, but you might have to do some sanding on your blade. Anyway, we got that blade in. You still got your crystal pulsating. Right hand, right? Hitting auxiliary for blaster deflex. You've got battle mode, so if you hit the blade or the saber, you get blade lockup, and you'll see that in your crystal chamber. And it'll stay like that until you pull away from it. To get to your soundtrack on each of your fonts, just hold down your power for 1 second and let go. Saber's nice and loud. And do the same thing to turn it off. Hold down for 1 second and let go. And then to change sound fonts, just hit your auxiliary. So now you're into the stock fonts, which I said the crystal will remain off until your blade is on. And then it will match your blade, right?
Smooth Jedi. Smooth Gray.
So you got a fire blade there and a fire crystal. Do one more. Nice, kind of a blue fire blade, and mimicked in your crystal. So your crystal lights up really well. I was able to get that NeoPixel right up to the underside of the crystal, so it lights up really well. And then to take the battery out, you know, when you're all done, we'll just have to do the same thing. So come over here and take this long thumb screw out, and then just loosen up this guy over here. Pull this right out, and then we'll unscrew the handle. Oh, it might take the blade out real quick first. That's an extremely tight fit for my blade. So, you know, you might have to do some sanding. Though lately I've been telling people they'd have to sand, and then they get a brand new blade and they didn't have to do it at all. So maybe you won't have to. So we'll just unscrew this handle here. And we got the chassis from the positive side, which is by your speaker. You can come over here with your finger and pop out your battery just like that. And that is your saber. Let me know if you got any questions, man. If not, I will package this guy up and get it out to you in the mail tomorrow. All right, thanks.